Have you ever wondered what it's like to be an animal service officer? For Drew Turner, each day presents new opportunities and challenges, and he wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, I love it. This is the best job I've ever had. I've done a couple of jobs here and there before, and this is one that's really fit me to a T as of yet. I've been here for about 2 years now, and it really is the best job I've ever had. It's just so exciting, and you just never know what's going to happen next. And I think everybody up here feels pretty much the same way I do.
So even though the calls are sort of similar, the days change?
But everything's always a little bit different. It's always the things that are a little bit different that'll get you. You know, you just never know what's going to happen next. Something exciting is just right around the corner. You could have a drab day all day and come around to a big old snake, or, you know, a whole 300 chickens in one house, or something crazy. You just never know what's going to happen, you know. So it's all just kind of up in the air. It is. It's like a real big team up here. You know, everybody, especially with us using the computers and everything, just everybody just kind of calls out on the radio just a little bit. We used to use the radio a lot more than we do now. But now we just say, hey, you know, don't worry about that one. I'll go get this call. And it's just a real big team. Everybody works together. We know where everybody else is. It's just all right here in front of us. So it's easy for us to see. You know, if you're not picking up the slack that you need to be picking up, then we'll get on the horn and say, ask you what's going on.
Or if you need a backup on a call.
Or if you need a backup, or yeah, something like that, definitely. You can see that once you've been out on a call for, I think, longer than 15 minutes, then your name will turn red, and everybody will see that, and then you'll start getting calls on the radio, hey, you all right out there? Like, no, I need some help, or, you know, whatever the case is. And they turned in like 20 dogs to us, 15, 17 dogs, something like that to us. They're only allowed to have 5. I don't even know why they even have 30 animals. I mean, that's a lot of animals to be having in one 2-bedroom house here in Garland. You know, I'm not lax on taking people's animals from them, but I understand, you know, sometimes animals get loose and, you know, they're running around. It happens to me. My dog just got out 2 days ago, you know, when little bitty animal, you know, she got through a little hole in the fence and took off running. You know, normally we keep her on a leash just because we know she's a runner. I understand how much it costs to get animals out of the shelter. You know, it can get pricey. If you just keep everything up to date, if you keep your animal spayed or neutered, you know, we understand that it's going to get out. You know, but if you have the city tags on, if you have it spayed or neutered, all the prices are cut in half of you getting your animal out. You know, it could be $100 to get your animal out if it's not fixed and doesn't have the rabies shot, isn't registered with the city. But if it is registered with the city, then it's free. You know, how hard is it to pay $15 a year to register your animal? And it's pretty simple. I have 3 dogs and 5 cats, and every one of them are registered with the city. And I don't get a break because I work for the city. You know, it's not like that. I just have to pay full price just like everybody else. Luckily, my animals are all spayed and neutered. It's pretty cheap to keep them all within the law. And even when they do get out, or if they ever were to get picked up, if I wasn't home or something, then they would know who to call, where to go, and I can go pick them up for free the first time.
And how huge to know your animals could come back home.
Exactly, and that's not one of my biggest fears, but I worry about that. If my animals did get out and I never got to see them again, you know, that's a pretty big impact on my life. My animals are a pretty big part of my life. Even if you only had one, you know, you're taking care of something that can't take care of itself. You know, so you're putting responsibility for it. Your animals are your responsibility. People get mad at us for picking up their animals and stuff, but in all reality, it's their responsibility. It's not our animals that are out running around. You know, it's theirs that we're catching, and they get mad at us. If you fixed your fence, or, you know, didn't just let them out the front door, then we wouldn't even be in this situation in the first place.
But really, it comes down to spay and neutering,
Oh yeah.
so that more animals aren't created in an overpopulated.
That's right. And even if the rest of the animals were spayed and neutered from now on, there would still be an overpopulation of animals. I mean, that's just a given. Here in America, and probably worldwide. You know, I was just seeing some stuff on the news about Japan after all the radiation leaks, and there was dogs everywhere. You know, people just had left because they couldn't take care of them. It's overcrowding, overpopulation of animals isn't just here. It's everywhere. You know, it might be more prevalent here because it's America, but it's everywhere. That's a big problem. That's what we're out here doing. Spay and neuter is the number one thing to help control the population from just exploding. The feral cat population is out of this world. Every neighborhood, every person in Garland knows of a stray cat somewhere. You know, everybody does. They're just everywhere. You can prevent that. Cats, you can prevent that by just getting them spayed or neutered. You know, cats can have litter after litter after litter after litter after litter. And every litter have 10, you know? And that's, what do you think that does to the neighborhood population of cats? Even if 5 don't make it, that's 5 that do. You know? And it just getting in people's trash cans, getting people's houses, and that's just cats. You know, there's all dogs and everything else that we have. Ferrets. I can't tell you how many domesticated animals that we pick up that are running wild. People find in their backyards ferrets and all kinds of stuff. I don't know why you just have a ferret and then let it go. I have no idea. But people do the craziest things. That's not new news.
I guess they figured they can't provide a home for it anymore.
Yeah, and they can always call us. That's the thing, is that we'll pick up anything. We're the only animal shelter around here that'll go and pick up any animal from anywhere. You could mail a dog from Nova Scotia and have it here at your house, decide you can't care for it, and then call us, we'll come pick it up. As long as you live in Garland, you know? So it doesn't matter where the animal comes from. We just had a guy that came in this morning that found a dog in Balk Springs, and no other animal shelters between here and Balk Springs would take it. So, of course we took it. That's what we do. Our shelter's pretty tiny compared to, you know, the bigger cities. Dallas is huge animal shelter. It can hold thousands of dogs. We can hold hundreds of dogs, you know, maybe 200, 300, pushing it. Every cage got 5 animals in it with 300 animals, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be a lot, but we don't ever turn anybody away. In Dallas, you have to live in the city to even drop off a dog. The SPCA asks for a donation to drop off a dog, and we don't ask for anything. You can own or surrender an animal, you can give it to us, it doesn't matter. We'll do our best to get adopted out. We have rescue groups that come and adopt from us, and they try their best to get animals rescued out. January, we have a lot of owner surrenders, just because a lot of people get animals for Christmas and realize this is a really big deal, you know, how am I ever going to take care of this? And they realize they can't, so they call us. So January, February, that's a lot of owner surrenders. And we just kind of figure that's maybe from Christmas morning, like, look at the new puppy. Look at the bills stacking up, you know? So we get that a lot in January. I'm not real sure if the economy has had anything to do with people dropping off more animals. I mean, it might have. I'm not real sure of the numbers before. But it definitely probably isn't helping. I can't imagine.
But residents can know that any animal they adopt from the center has been spayed or neutered.
No, they can't adopt it without it being spayed or neutered. If it's too young to be spayed or neutered, they just set you up a date, and then you can bring them back on that date and get them fixed. And it's really easy to do. You've already paid for it, and the $80 includes to adopt. And if you go to another city like Richardson, it's $5 to adopt a dog, $10 to adopt a dog. But they don't do anything. They don't even give you the rabies shot. They don't give you the city registration. They don't fix the animal. And if you just get an animal that hasn't been fixed and you want to get it spayed or neutered at a vet, you're looking at about $170. That's a pretty high number just to get that done, you know?
Yeah.
So that's might be a reason why people don't get it done. It's just so expensive. We have coupons at the shelter that you can get it done for $60.
Wow.
$60 is a lot cheaper than $170.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it's a lot more doable. It's still expensive just to get your animals spayed or neutered, but it also prevents, if it's a female, prevents it from going into heat, and that's a whole nother ordeal. Especially if you've got a male dog too, and you've got a female that goes into heat, it's very uncomfortable living for a couple of weeks for the entire house. It's just not fun at all. And I've been through it, and it's not very much fun. If you get them spayed, it never happens. Get them neutered, it never happens. So you can rest assured that if you adopt an animal from us, then we're gonna fix it. You know, you don't ever have to worry about that stuff. If you want to have puppies, you know, and we're not adopting dogs out with, you know, full registration papers, you know, AKC certified animals here. We're adopting out stray animals that don't have homes, that need a home to go to. You know, we're not adopting out pure breed animals. Sure, we get those dogs, and sure, we adopt them out when we get them, but that's not every dog. You know, we get a lot of mutts, a lot of mixed breeds, a lot of random little dogs that have been mistreated, abused, that just need a good, loving home for a good family that's not going to put them out on a chain out in the weather, you know, 365 days a year. That's not what our main goal is to do. That's not whose hands we're trying to put animal in. You know, we're not trying to put them in bad people's hands. It does happen, and it's unavoidable. But that's not the main goal here. We're just trying to get good homes for good dogs. Not mistreated. I don't treat my dogs bad, and I don't appreciate it when other people do. And that's what makes this job great, because I get to show them what they're doing wrong and educate them and point them in the right direction of how to fix their dirty habits.
Sounds very rewarding.
It does. It is very rewarding, especially when you've educated someone, and then you actually see that seed take plant, you know, or take root, and they actually end up doing stuff differently. It is very rewarding. So that's another good thing about this job. Just another reason why I like it so much.
And families that do adopt have to have a very warm, safe feeling knowing that the animals have been spayed, neutered, and given all their shots.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, you know, it's not a hard sell. You know, $80 and you get all this stuff. It's really not a hard sell. A lot of people trap these animals around here. There's so many wild animals. Cats, we get feral cats and raccoons and possums, armadillos. I've seen all kinds of crazy things in these traps before. What you doing? You sleeping?
Woo!
He's not that happy.
No, he's not. Not that sleepy. All right.
That's a big coon, isn't it?
It is. Big old one. He's in there.
And walked right out of the cage like it was Sunday dinner, didn't she?
That's right. Right on in there. Drop this back off. We're good to go.
So you don't necessarily talk to the resident?
I don't ever really talk to them. Not when they're just trapping animals, because when you get some, we go over to their house 30 times, you know, in a week just to pick up cats, and they don't want to talk to us all the time.